Okay, let's continue Hebrew pronouns. So, okay. So there are singular and plural personal pronouns. So these are independent pronouns. So this is ani or anoki. And then second masculine, ata, you. Second feminine, at. So yung shewa ay silent. Okay? And then um, third masculine, ku. Third feminine, he. Okay? And then plural forms, first person, anaknu, ata, atem, at atena, hem, hema, and then hen, hena. Yun po yung independent pronouns. So independent personal pronoun is labeled independent because it stands alone. It's not prefix or suffix. It's not attached to the word. Huh? Independent personal pronouns are subjective, meaning they are used as the subject of a verb and never as the object of the verb, meaning it is always the doer of the action. It is never, according to the rule, it cannot take the verb as an object. And third, independent personal pronouns may also appear as the subject of a verbless clause. For this reason, they are sometimes called subject pronouns. The use of independent personal pronouns are, as shown in the examples, Ani Adonai. Okay, when say Yahweh, I read it as Adonai. No? Ani Adonai, I am the Lord. Second line, Hu Nabi Sadik. So you could see who is the personal pronoun Nabi Sadik. So it is attributive yung function, but separated from the personal pronoun. So he is a righteous prophet. Okay. Third line, you, ata, second masculine singular, ata melek tov. So this is again attributive use of the adjective without the definite article. You are a good king. No? And then akim anaknu. So yun yung first personal pronoun plural. We are brothers. Ak is brother. Akim is the plural form of ak. Kaya siya akim anaknu. We are brothers. He, yung personal pronoun for a feminine, yung she. He is siya hakama. She is a wise woman. Last example, atem bair hagadula. You, yung atem na second person masculine plural. So referring that they are, yung kausap niya is maraming mga lalaki. You are in the great city. Okay? Bair hagadol. No? Notice yung, Bair hagadula. Bair hagadula. And then we are introduced with the relative pronoun. So dito po asher. A while ago while we were reading Genesis 1, we encountered asher. Now it can be translated in, depending on the context, who, if it's a person, which sometimes it could be ano yun, yung depending sa paggamit ng verb, and then that. The form of this word does not change in order to indicate the gender or number of its antecedent. It may appear with or without a makef, yung dash doon sa taas. And examples, read the Hebrew. Haetz, asher, betok, gahagan. The tree, haetz, that is, yun yung asher. Yun yung, ang tawag mo dito, relative pronoun. Yun yung relative pronoun. Haetz, asher, betok, hagan. Gan is garden. the tree that is in the middle of the garden. Next example, Hahirim. Hahirim, Asher, Takat, Hashamayim. So yung Har is mountain, yung plural form niya is with the definite article, no? Hahirim, Haharim, Asher, Takat, which is under or below the heavens, no? Obvious naman siya, pero this is for literary, likely this is used sa mga songs, no? And then Hamelek, Asher, Behartem, no? Hamelek, Asher, Bechartem, yan, Bechartem, the king whom you choose. David, who is last example, David, Asher, Babain Adonai. Bebayit Adonai, yun. David, who is Bebayit, in the house of Adonai, in the house of the Lord. Now, notice I'm trying to avoid yung Yahweh, no, kasi mas na-orient ako when reading Yahweh. We do not read it Yahweh, we read it as Adonai. No? Demonstratives. Sa Tagalog, ito, yan, iyon, dito, diyan, doon. So, ze, zot, who, he. So, notice yung pronouns a while ago that the who, he, no? Ito. The who, he, sorry. Yan. The who, he, who is he, and he is a she. So this is referring to persons. But when we use a demonstrative pronoun, again, the context determines, no, if we are going to use, or if the pronoun functions as a demonstrative pronoun. Kung meron siyang tinuturo at that moment, no? So yun. Ze, zot, who, he. And then yung plural form ng demonstrative, it's hindi na siya ze. It's a different word altogether. Ele, hem, and hema, hena. No? Hena. And so demonstratives may be used either as adjectives, this man, those women, or as pronouns. This is the man, those are the women. The masculine and feminine singular forms, who and he, are identical to the third person masculine, which is, kaya ko nga po binalik ng ilang slides a while ago. And feminine singular independent personal pronouns. The demonstrative ele is both masculine and feminine plural. Remember that the designation for this phenomenon is common, meaning not inflected for gender. So it's it is not inflected. The use of the demonstratives as follows. Haish hatse, this man. Haisha hatsot. So merong feminine form yung ze, naging zot. And then with the presence of both ng definite articles in both the, this woman, Haisha hazot. Haish, hahu. That man. So ano siya, no? Ano yun? Haish, hahu. So now nagpa-function siya as a demonstrative pronoun na, di ba, yung this malapit, that malayo. No, merong may definitive distance, no, between the speaker and the person that is pointing. Haisha hahi. Haisha hahi. That woman. Tapos yung plural form, haanashi maele. These men. So both merong definite article. So functioning siya as attributive. Yung use ng pronoun, ng demonstrative pronoun. These men, haanashim, maele, hanashim. Okay? Yung isa, anashim, yung plural ng men. Nashim naman yung plural ng women. Anashim, haele. And then, anashim, hahem. So, meron na siyang relative distance, no? Those men, anashim, hahem. Those women, hanashim, hahena. Hanashim, hahena. And then, used sa, sabihin natin, for yung, yung subject and predicate, ze haish. Na meron siyang pinapoint out, kaya nga siya demonstrative. Ze haish. This is the man. No? And siguro, I don't want to skip the rule. No? When a demonstrative is functioning as a pronoun, it will precede the noun and agree in gender and number, but not in definiteness. Kaya po yung definite article is with the noun. Okay, with the noun, not the demonstrative pronoun. This is comparable to the predicative use of adjectives, which is you have already been introduced to that. Kaya it is part of your wiring na, yung rule na yon. So, zot, isa. Again, the definite article is with the woman, isa. This is the woman. And then yung zot, anong nangyari? Yung ze ay naging feminine in form. Zot, haitsa. And then, hu, haish. That is the man. He, haisha. That is the woman. Ele, haanashim. Notice yung definite article is nandun po siya sa masculine plural, anashim. Ele, haanashim. Ele, hanashim. Hem, haanashim. Those are the men. Hina, hanashim. Those are the women. And then, ito naman, when a noun is modified by both an attributive adjective and the demonstrative, tinitingnan ko yung time demonstrative adjective, as in this good book, all three must agree in gender, number, and definiteness. Okay? Sinusundan niya yung rule ng attributives, no? Kagaya niyan, haisha to base. So, lahat sila merong definite article. The noun, the adjective, and then the demonstrative pronoun. Kaya po it is taken as this good man. No? Ganun din, haisha, hatova, hazot. So lahat sila ay meron definite article. This good woman, and again, it's definite, no? So hindi natin siya binabasa na the good woman this, no? Hindi ganon. And then, haisha tov, hahu. The good man, haisha, hatova, hahi. That good woman, haanashim, hatovim, haele. This good man, hanashim, hatovot, haele. These good women, haanashim, hatovim, hahem. So may may distansya na siya. Those good men, hanashim, hatovot, hahena. Those good women. So may pinapoint out na siya doon. At a distance. At plural form. When a noun is modified by both an attributive adjective and a demonstrative pronoun, as this is the good book, the demonstrative pronoun will be first without the definite art and the noun will follow. The attributive adjective will be last and will agree with the noun in gender, number, and definiteness. At makita natin nagpa-function ito ng yung predicative use, no? Notice yung in red, the demonstrative pronoun does not have a definite article. Ang meron dito po yung haisha tov, which is attributive yung use pero separated dun sa ze, which does not have a definite article. No? Pardon me kung medyo redundant po ako, pero you have to become, sabihin natin, familiar with madali nyo na identify kung may definite article yung item o wala. And sa case na to, basahin ko po yung demonstrative pronoun ze, ele, he, who, hena. Wala silang definite article, pero the rest meron. So we read it as ze, ha-ish, ha-tov, ele, ha-anashim, ha-tovim, he, ha-isha, ha-tova, hena, ha-anashim, ha-tovot. So again, ang rule dito, if you look at it, kung meron bang definite article ang demonstrative pronoun, makita natin wala, so it functions as a predicative sentence as described in the examples. And then this, introduce ko po kayo sa interrogative pronouns. Yung interrogative pronouns, ito po yung sa ating pagtatanong. Ano, sino, bakit, kailan, no? Something like that. So yung English na interrogative pronouns, who, what, di ba? Interrogative pronouns are used to ask a question. These pronouns may appear with or without the makip, yung parang dash doon sa taas. The vocalization of ma may quick change slightly, no? Whether it is a me or a ma na patak, no? Galing siya doon sa comments. When spelled, ma, a dagish forte will usually appear in the first consonant of the following word. Well, let's look at the examples, statements na merong questions, no? Basic introductory questions to. Mashmo, di ba? Mashmo, what is his name, no? Maasita, what have you done? Makalom katze, no? Nakita niyo yung ze, yung definite article na, demonstrative pronoun na ze, referring do sa kalom. Mahakalom haze. What is this dream? Literally, what dream this? What dream this? So, para proper yung grammar niya, what is this dream? Mi ata, no? Sino ka? Who are you? Mi ha-ish hatse. No? Siguro meron siyang kasama, tinatanong niya yung kausap, sino itong kasama mo? Mi ha-ish hatse. And then, pag marami, plural form, mi ha-anashim ha-ele. Okay? So, nakikita natin, wala po siyang indicative ng question mark, unlike sa atin. Sa Greek, yung yung semicolon. Pero sa atin po dito, you have to be familiar with the use of the me or the ma. No? The me or the ma. Me or ma. Nagpa-function siya as interrogative pronoun. So when we read Hebrew, as far as syempre na for the benefit of our classmates, when we read it, kanyari me, it's okay to say na this is a question, no? Me, either a who or what. Who refers to a person, what is non-personal. Bagay o kaya anong ginagawa. And then the interrogative particle, the hey interrogative ang tawag dito. So na-introduce na kayo sa ha definite article. Ang ha definite article ay the. Pero this is a hey interrogative, okay? So paano natin siya ma-distinguish the vowel pointing? It is a hatep, no? Hatep pata, hatep patak, yes, hatep patak. The interrogative particle is prefixed to the first word. So prefix, dinudugtong siya sa first word, no? Kasi nagre-raise ng question. The interrogative particle is prefixed to the first word of the sentence. Malapit na tayo matapos. The first sentence below is a statement. The second sentence is a question because the interrogative particle has been prefixed in the word. So let's look at the example. Shalak, Hamelek, et Hanabi. Okay, yun yung first sentence. Hashlach, no? Hashlach, Hamelek, et Hanabi. So, nakita nyo yung first sentence is the second sentence Exactly the same except for the hey interrogative. Okay, ang tawag natin diyan hey interrogative. No, nagkaroon lang siya ng hey interrogative before the shalak, no? Hashalak, hamelek, et navi. So naging tanong na siya because of the addition of the hey interrogative. No? The spelling of the interrogative particle, hey interrogative before most consonants as in the above example. So wala tayong binabago. Hey, nagiging ha na ano siya, no, na kamets, hindi na siya hatep before guttural. So do not be ano ang tawag mo dito? Yun yung parang mga-confusing part kasi hey, nakagaya siya ng definite article the, no? Pero before the guttural, so kaya po siya or any consonant with the shiva. Yes, Kuya Mike, may question si Kuya Mike.
Opo, na andito tayo sa interrogative particle po. Ano po ang kaibahan nito do sa ha na definite article?
Ano po, pag meron pang hey interrogative, nagiging question yung statement. Okay? Pinakita naman dito is example, yung sa taas, it's a declarative statement. Declarative statement. When we say interrogative, it is a question. Okay? It is a question. So, yun po yung difference. Now, binibigyan tayo ng guide nila Pratico at saka ni Van Pelt. Paano natin ma-determine which is which? Whether we are reading it from a hey interrogative or is it a hey na definite article. So ito po, we must be familiar with the rules. Kaya nga po there will be exercises, part ng exercises is determining. Yes, may follow-up question si Kuya Mike. Sige po.
Opo, siguro po ang makakatulong din po sa amin. Kasi 'di ba naituro ninyo dalawang magkasunod na salita parehas may ha. Ang indicator sa amin, 'di ba ho itong second sentence, the kings and the prophet, may dalawang ha. Parehas na naman yung merong ha.
Yes po.
So kapag palagay ko ang palatandaan ho magiging sa amin, ang magiging palatandaan ho para sa amin na nag-aaral. Kapag ho yung isa ay adjective at saka yung isa ay noun, ibig sabihin adjective ang gamit nung ha. Kumbaga yun ang isa sa pinakamabilis na, tama ho ba yung observation
Hindi
ko?
po, hindi po.
Ay, sige
Kasi
po.
isang example lang po ito eh. Ang tawag mo doon, yung rule na sinabi nyo, it doesn't apply to every. Yun talagang yung hatep. Ang nakikita nyo po yung hatep. Hatep.
Yun ang
Hatep
nasa ilalim
patak.
po.
Yung vowel po ang magiging clue talaga.
Sige po.
Kasi kung kasi ang sinasabi yung rule kung nauna yung noun eh. Pero hindi po yun yung hindi po yun yung case kasi sometimes within the sentence the adjective goes first. Depending do sa function in the sentence. Yun po yung nagde-determine ng ng word order.
Ng meaning. Opo. Ng meaning. At saka po follow-up question pa po. Sorry.
Yes po.
Sorry kung makulit. Posibleng magkaroon to ng adjective na kumbaga mayroong adjective, halimbawa sa English, did the new king send a prophet? Di ibig sabihin mayroon pang
naglalagay tayo doon ng kadash.
Isa pang salita, di ba? So, kumbaga madadagdagan ito isang salita. Tapos lahat sila may ha. Tama po ba yun?
Opo.
Ay, sige po. Salamat po.
Ang tawag mo dito. Kaya nga, be wary. Be wary, ibig sabihin, sa isang statement, meron po ba ng presence ng hey? At sabi doon sa rule, if you, dadagdag, it comes it comes first in the sentence. So, nagbibigay na agad ng hint yung author. That ang babasahin mo is a question kasi nilalagay niya in the beginning of the sentence. Although syempre, maraming cases na ang nasa beginning of the sentence is a hey definite article, not a hey interrogative. Okay? So, we all need to know this kasi paano natin ma-encounter at magiging mali ang translation natin kasi inakala natin na definite article, hindi naman pala. Okay. And then ganun din, yung number 2 because it is before a guttural. So yung guttural instead of kasi before a guttural, yung hey na definite article, nagiging kamet siya. Yung mukhang letter T. But because it is a interrogative hey, it's an interrogative hey, so hindi kamet sa gagamitin kung hindi patak. As shown in the rule dito sa second na to. At pinakauli, before gutturals with kamets. Yan. Before yung kamet, yung guttural ay merong kamets, gagamit tayo ng hey na sigol para sa kanyang definite not the definite article, kung hindi para sa kanyang interrogative hey. Last two slides and then we will end. To avoid confusing the interrogative particle, dati patak and the interrogative particle is not the spelling of the definite article. Okay? So, we need to be, ano yung tag mo dito? Ma-distinguish natin. Second point, the interrogative particle does not normally have an associated dagesh forte as does the definite article. Interrogative, pero hindi naman talaga nagkakaroon ng tag mo dito. Dagesh ang hey, no? And then the interrogative particle is usually prefixed to a verbal form. The definite article, of course, will not appear on a verb. So, ano yun? Dahil hindi siya definite article, ang function niya, no? Yung author, no? Remember tayo, readers lang tayo. Yung author, sinasadya niya talagang hindi lagyan ng definite article para hindi ma-confuse yung kanyang kausap. So, last slide. And then we will end. Ito yung mga 10 most frequent interrogatives. Okay? Yung hey, definite article, prefix to the first word. And then ito yung mga independent interrogative pronouns. Ma, what, me is who. Minsan meron siyang makep, minsan walang makep. Lama, why. Yung mga psalms of lament gumagamit ng lama, no? So, bakit, 'di ba? And then maduwa. So merong lama na maduwa, merong why na lama, meron ding why na maduwa, no? At nalimutan ko yung syntax kung paano ma-differentiate yung parehong why, no? And then ek, it's ek. How? And then aye, nasaan, where? Mata is when. Kailan? Tapos ana, yung ana, yung kagaya ng gaano katagal, nagbigay siya ng example. And then a is where. Okay? So you can have screenshot nyo itong page na ito para sa pag-encounter nyo ng mga terms na babasahin. Kasi para sa para sa assignment, and then we will close dahil it's a long day para sa atin. Lalo na yung mga galing sa trabaho. So this is page 22. Okay? So Hebrew pronouns, answer key 22 hanggang 24. Okay? So ito po yung page na, hindi po yung nandito sa taas. Yung attach po doon sa ating papel, no. Ito Hebrew composition. So ito ano na to? yung tawag mo rito, itatranslate nyo na from English to Hebrew yung ano, yung sa page 24. Okay, again, mga kapatid, mga kuya, mga kapastoran, salamat sa inyong pagtsatsaga. Buhay pa kayo. Buhay pa naman kayo. 8, ibig sabihin, ano na lang. Kasi sabihin dapat 7th week to. 3 session na lang. Magawin na nating 4. No? Kasi isabay na natin doon sa week. Looking at the calendar. No? Pero pwede rin naman na 3 na lang kung ayaw nyo na. Hindi, pero 50. So, likely, matatapos tayo ng 27. Pero kung meron pa tayong additional na meeting, 29. Again, salamat po sa inyo pong pagtsatsaga. Next
Thank you
meeting,
po.
magbabasa pa po tayo ng marami pang Hebrew. Para po, mabatak talaga yung mga utak. No?
Masanay.
Thank you, Pas.
Para masanay, Pastor Rigor. Opo.
Thank you,
Opo.
Pas.
Gandang gabi. Thank you po. Thank you sa
Gandang gabi
pagtsatsaga.
po.
Thank you po.
Bye.
Salamat,
Thank you
Pas.
sa bawat isa.
Bye-bye.